Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your daily dose of zombies news from the game and its community here on COD Zombies HQ. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got an awesome jam-packed show for you today, filled with actual secret changes Treyarch made to the zombies mode, some major oofs associated with this major patch that you're gonna want to be aware of, and looking ahead to the next DLC for Zombies map from the horse's mouth with the devs at Treyarch. So without further ado, let's kick things right off with our first story of the day. I think we'll start in the section of some general secret changes that Treyarch has made to the Zombies mode that weren't mentioned in their patch notes. The first is a new secret zombies feature that not many people would have known about if you didn't hear it on COD Zombies HQ. That was tweeted out by the lead zombies game designer over at Treyarch, where he said this about the new feature. For those of you who don't want a Pack-a-Punch camo applied to their blueprint weapon or prefer a specific Pack-a-Punch tier camo, try punching the Pack-a-Punch machine before packing after the update goes live. So when Season 5 goes live, let's say you like the camo you have on your current weapon, you don't want the PAP camo to override it, or let's say you like the Tier 2 camo from Mauer Der Toten and you don't like the Tier 3 camo. Well, all you have to do apparently is walk up to the PAP machine, give it a whack before you actually PAP your weapon, and the camo won't end up changing. Now we assume there's like a specific time limit, maybe like 10 seconds after punching the Pack-a-Punch machine, where it'll allow you to PAP your weapon without actually changing the camo. So I definitely recommend quickly Pack-a-Punching your weapon after punching the PAP machine in order to actually make use of this effect. I know a lot of people have been asking for a way to keep their certain types of camos. This is the way to do it. It's kind of like an open secret now, so definitely share this with your friends, because a lot of people that play zombies won't know about this. Next up, a change that was made across all zombies maps, Outbreak and round-based included. Treyarch actually reduced the cost, the price of crafting a Kazimir Device, which is essentially a mini Gersh device, from 2,000 salvage down to 1,500. Thanks to Dr. Marcus Tier on Reddit for finding this and pointing it out. 1,500 salvage is still a lot in order to craft a single one-use piece of equipment, but the Kazimir Device is very effective. I like using it during the exfil when you basically don't have a need for salvage anymore, so might as well blow 1,500 and get like 20 easy zombie kills during the exfil. Next up, in an actual map change to Mauer Der Toten, this one has honestly gotten me a little bit disappointed, where one of my favorite spots on the map to hold out is in this alley here, right below the Wonder Fizz. Zombies would only spawn in front of you, with sometimes panzers spawning behind you, but with zombies only coming down the alley in front of you, it felt like a classic like Derise catwalk strat. It was a lot of fun. Fun no more though, because Treyarch has now changed it, so zombies will spawn behind you in this alleyway, making it a lot more difficult of a spot to hold out on. If you've noticed from my gameplay over the last little while, not like it'll deter us, me and my buddy are big fans of holding out in the dumbest spots here in Cold War Zombies and trying to survive, so it'll just make that spot a little bit more challenging, that's for sure. Next up, if you start up a round-based zombies match, you'll notice that you've got more points than usual. You've got 1,000 free points on round 1, where normally you'd have the standard 500. So either Treyarch has buffed the amount of points that you actually start a zombies match with, or as Reddit user Let's Go to Narnia's pointed out, Treyarch might have actually mistakenly switched the starting points from the round-based map and the Outbreak mode. So we don't know if this is an intentional change as of yet. My guess is it's probably a bug. Starting a zombies match with anything more than 500 points just doesn't feel right, does it? But yeah, enjoy those extra 500 points at the start while you can, because it's my guess that it's not going to stay in the game for very long. Next up, we've gone over the secret changes. It's time for the oofs. With our first oof being, if you watched yesterday's video, one of the standout features of the new patch was the ability to apply blueprints to your third weapon that you obtain when having the perk Mule Kick. Yesterday I said, hey, that sounds great. It sounds like Mule Kick might actually get a little bit more stable than it has been in the past. Well, it turns out I was immediately wrong, as it seems like now when you try to apply a blueprint to a weapon with Mule Kick, several things will happen. The first thing you'll notice is that weapon has been duplicated in your inventory, so now you'll either have 4 or 5 weapons in total. The second thing you'll notice is that it'll actually remove Pack-a-Punch levels from the other weapons in your inventory. Now granted, I don't think enough experimentation has been done with this crazy bug yet, where hey, even though if you lose PAP levels from other guns, if you can re-Pack-a-Punch them in the future, you can have zombies players walking around with like 4 or 5 different weapons in the outbreak mode just by applying a blueprint to a mule kick weapon. But obviously, if you don't want this issue happening to you right now, if you do get a third weapon from Mule Kick, don't put a blueprint on it. We have gotten word from Treyarch that they are aware of this issue, where the Treyarch community manager said about it, "Thanks for sharing this. I've passed your video on to our team." So hopefully this will be solved pretty soon, and one of the standout features of that patch, applying blueprints to mule kick weapons, can actually be activated and done in game. Next up, I heard a lot of people complaining that the infinite rappel bug that was plaguing Mauer Der Toten when it first released is back. Usually it depends on the frequency of those claims and how many people are making them before I really report on it, but in this case I was just getting footage for today's vid, and of course it happened to me too. So yes, I would guess that this is a widespread issue that has reared its ugly head here on Mauer Der Toten once again. So just be aware, if you do intend on playing Mauer, your game might end like mine did right here on the rappel line for infinity. Next up, and I figured I'd bring this up, to be honest with you guys, a lot of the new weapons that were added here in Cold War, all of like the SMGs and assault rifles, while they're great and they're new, they all kind of feel the same, right? But I will say I'm personally very excited about a new weapon that's going to be added mid-season here in Cold War, that being the Marshall double barrel shoddy pistol. It can be carried akimbo and use Dragon Breath shells, so this thing is awesome. It's going to feel different, and with the maneuverability of the pistol class, this thing is going to be a lot of fun to use in zombies. I'm very interested to see what the challenge will be to actually unlock this in zombies, but we'll have to wait till mid-season in order to figure that out. Next up, talking about DLC 4 and what we can expect for Zombies, specifically the storyline in Season 5, lead writer for Zombies, Craig Houston, went on the seasonal Treyarch broadcast. First off, said this about Samantha Maxis and development of the new map.
We are moving into our final seasons now, and we've known since the beginning how this story was going to wrap up. I know people were speculating when Julie was crying in one of our other videos that it meant we were going to kill her, but then they saw that she got all powerful. But I do need to call her tonight and tell her what is actually going to happen, because we're recording some of it tomorrow.
So development of that DLC 4 map seems to be in its advanced stages now that they're recording dialogue for Samantha Maxis, but specifically when he's talking about the DLC 4 round-based map, this is what Craig Houston had to say.
Season 5 is it's really going to set up the events for our next round-based zombies map.
Again with the terminology, we brought this up yesterday, but he's saying next zombies map once again, not final zombies map, like they have been prone to do in the past. He really wanted to emphasize the next in his statement there.
Next round-based zombies map.
So of course there has been some leaks lately that the Dark Ether story will continue in the next Call of Duty game, with Treyarch having a bigger role than expected, but I think we'll save that for another video. Because on a similar topic, I don't think the COD Twitter account has ever done this before, where they tweeted out live footage of me checking up on COD Twitter last night, and if you notice, they tweeted that out because within the files of the Season 5 update, there was a lot of information about the next COD title, COD Vanguard, including promotional art, logos, pre-order bonuses, the whole shebang is all in the files. Activision is of course whipping out copyright claims left and right to anybody that posts those images, but you can find them pretty easily online. One other thing that was noticed in the file by Nanakos is the actual perk machine for Death Perception. Of course, Death Perception is only currently available from the Wonder Fizz machine once Season 5 goes live, but it appears like the actual perk machine, which will be added in the DLC 4 map, is already in the files, and you can take a good look at what it will end up looking like via a link down in the description. All I'll say is that the wackiness of the design of the machine definitely fits the wackiness of the perk itself. Also, for those of you that were wondering if the new Death Perception perk would have its own perk Jingle, The answer is yes. The full jingle has been found in the files. You can actually listen to it if you get right up close to the Wonderfizz machine. Of course, you'll be able to hear it in full in-game when you buy the perk from the Wonderfizz machine when it goes live later tonight. I like the beginning of the jingle a lot more than the end of the jingle. I'm not sure if you guys will feel the same way, but again, I'll also leave a link to that full jingle down in the description if you guys want to listen to it. But guys, that wraps up the news today. I want to thank you so much for watching. Hey, if you did enjoy it, consider leaving a thumbs up on the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. The Season 5 Zombies content goes live tonight, including expected new Easter eggs on Mauer Der Toten, so get to hunting, and I can't wait to share with you what's been found tomorrow. Peace!